Listen, if we all had the same sense of humor, either everything would be hilarious or everything would just be boring because we all think the same stuff is funny. I think that's how the logic on that works. I don't know. I never claimed to be a smart barista. We will only worry about that if we go after somebody in this game who wants smarts. And even then, we can just fake it till we make it. That's exactly how that works, right? They really need to change the name for that. It's like in D&D where they say that wisdom and intelligence are two completely different things. I knew there was a tomato analogy and I simply could not come up with it, so thank you for pulling that together. Right now, all I know about tomatoes is consume tomato. Hand me a sliced tomato and I will throw it at you like you're a bad act at the comedy club in the 1920s. Hello, Hadai. Instead of getting ready to date, we're sitting here discussing the merits of tomatoes. Frankly, I have no problem with this. Not sure I want to sit here and discuss the merits of tomatoes for like 2 hours, but a few minutes is agreeable. However, I think those few minutes have passed, so shall we get started? Ooh, tomato marriage, 4-hour discussion there. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's what games like Balatro and Vampire Survivors can be good for once you really get going. That was gonna be my other suggestion, yes. I mean, I'd watch it. And I would sit there and ask probing questions like, why? Why tomato marriage? Because the flavor profile doesn't fit right with other fruits. It's a savory acidic thing as opposed to a sweet kind of acidic thing. That's why you can put pineapple in a fruit salad, but you can't put a tomato. That's my logic, and I'm sticking to it. Yes. Yes, I am. So shall we just do a short game like usual? Last week we were completely tossed up on Kawaii Future Base and Retro, and we ended up going with Kawaii Future Base. So do you want to go for Retro, or do you want to do something else? Same. We already know. We've been here. We've been to Spooky Con before. This ain't my first Spooky Con. I wouldn't have even said how many we had done so far. I just can't count. Let's be Sadie again. And by let's, I mean I'm going to. Unless you want to be Sadie. I had a feeling. But I just wanted to make sure before, excuse me, making the decision. Well, you were Moss Man last week. So do you want to keep it the same or switch it up? That is very true. That's okay. I thought I had accidentally tabbed out of the game again, and that's why it wasn't happening. Okay. Tell us 3 things you like. Drunken karaoke, idle choreographies, dungeon low-level monsters, shiny dice, stupidly specific panels, yaoi, drama, role-playing in bed, evil lair interior design, world domination, and power scaling your friends, or fighting in the shipping wars. I mean, of these options, I think I'm gonna go with drunken karaoke, stupidly specific panels, and evil lair interior design. If I had room for a 4th, that would have been mine. Oh boy, 3 a.m. You could do the karaoke part. Fair enough. Choose your top 3 favorite animals. This dolphin, this pony, the actively inking octopus. Quit looking at me with them big old eyes. Version 1 and version 2. I mean, I would like to know what this horse's secrets are. Why is it the only one that's not looking at me? It's all, ooh, I've got a secret I'll never tell. I'm not looking at you. Eyes closed and everything. It does have that one hoof in the air. It's just like, oh, stop you. Why did I have a feeling those would be your picks? Maybe not too well. I just know you well enough to know what Or at least have a pretty solid guess as to what you would pick for things. Yes. Probably some kind of superhero or something. Yeah, I was thinking LA noir detective style thing. I mean, we could really lean into the retro and hope for, like, 90s style Sailor Moon magical girl thing. That's where my vote is, anyway. That we're young and unafraid and ready to start. I'm so ready to start. I completely removed the past tense from the sentence. I mean, look at you with your smarts and your boldness and your fun. You're 14, 13, 7, 7, and 12. Yes. Hello, Crowned Zune. I hope you're doing well tonight. Welcome on in. Oh. I mean, I saw it in at least one. Yes, welcome, welcome. I am, as always, Barista. Welcome to the cafe. We are joined by the immaculate Supernova EX for some MonsterCon dating this week. Whether or not there will be success has yet to be seen. I don't even know who the hell I'm going after. Understandable. Have a good night. Well, I'm gonna go and try and up my fun. Just finished a run of this myself. Who are you trying to hook up with? And we had already answered that, said we didn't know yet. Oh, well. I don't know. I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of the fact that the game doesn't sort of lead you into... as obviously lead you into who you could end up with based on your options. I mean, maybe it does and I just haven't paid that much attention yet. You know, where it's like, if you pick this option, you'll probably get this person. Some of them are more obvious than others. Like low-level enemies and stuff that, yeah. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, I just find it frustrating when I'm trying to figure out who I want to date. Oh yeah. Liam. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I could definitely see that. Maybe creativity to go with the whole mimic getup thing. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Yeah. That would make sense, I think. But apparently, I'm feeling lucky, so I enter a Poker 2 tournament. These nerds sure play hard. You get a Royal Flush, which would be great if one of the other players didn't play Zakrant, Commander of the Nether Galaxy. Lucky for you, you had a Helmet of Chaos up your sleeve. You equip it on your Royal Flush and beat the shit out of Zakrant. Heck yeah. All this nonsense makes gambling at least +2 fun. Did I just play Balatro? Competitive Balatro? Yeah, that sounds about right. I haven't played any of the other games. Have you been considering getting them? Yes, actually. The only one... At this point, the only one Nova and I haven't played together is, the third one, Monster Road Trip. Which just means one of these times we'll have to do, like, a special... quote-unquote off night where we start earlier or something. When I say off night, I mean like where we both have off the next day or something. And it's not even like we have to stream it. We can just play it together for the sake of playing it together. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, totally. Got tabbed out. Can we repeat that, please? Yeah, so between us, we have played all of the other ones. We've played the first two along with this one together on stream. We just haven't played Monster Road Trip on stream yet. And we may never. Who knows? Exactly, which is something that I always have playing these games. And especially with you. I know you said you just finished a run of this one, but if you really want to... you don't necessarily need to have played the other ones to get into it, because they're all... I guess they're sort of self-contained. You don't necessarily have to play the other ones to know anything about anything. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure there's an option in the settings to turn that off. So if you want to romance the monsters at summer camp, or if you wanted to take them to prom, or go on a cross-country road trip, or try to get somebody to go to the con after party. Whatever you want. Hang on just 1 second. Well, it could also be Discord, like, OBS is just being a fuck. Hang on. I don't know if that actually did anything. Doesn't look like it. Cute. Oh, maybe? I saw a movement.
Random stuff said here for mic test.
Now see, I've been able to hear you just fine, but maybe OBS has just been being a fuck, like I said. There we go. Now it looks like we're good.
Yippee!
Yippee! I think OBS just might hate me for the first half hour of every show. Also, thank you for dropping that follow. I do appreciate it. Feel free to kick back and relax, and enjoy your time here at the cafe. Always happy to have you. Always happy to have new patrons. Okay. So I had +2 fun from competitive poker 2. You, Liam, Omen, and April are playing a game together when you're surrounded by monsters in suits with legal pads at the ready. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I didn't do it. Oh, it's these two.
Hello. Are you interested in participating in a focus group? Just sign these NDAs and we'll give you free candy.
I can barely focus just in general. Why would I want to be part of a group that has to do that exclusively?
Exactly. I just saw Omen's hat.
No thanks, we're busy right now. He does not speak for me! I love candy and things which are free! Give it to me! Nobody can say no to free candy. We all signed the NDAs, except Liam. But you just forge his signature and pocket his share of the candy. So we're here on behalf of the Wonder Cinematic Universe, the series of superhero movies you all know and maybe love.
What are your opinions on the WCU? At what point did you start to lose interest in it?
Asking when I lost interest implies that I ever had an interest in it at all. WCU movies are all cookie-cutter, common denominator drivel.
I liked them for a while, but sometimes a good thing has to die in order to stay good, you know?
I have no idea what a WCU is, but I already hate it. Fine, the WCU is dead, but that means we need another subject to make a cinematic universe about. What do you suggest? Excuse me? We're not going to do your job for you. Actually, you are. Those NDAs you signed stipulate that you cannot leave until you've given us new material to make movies about.
I don't think that's what an NDA does.
That's not what an NDA does, but like...
Oh, yay. I love it when random things suddenly become my problem.
Well, all they said was they needed new material, not that it had to be good. Pitch a new cinematic universe to invest in. We're in the era of sequels and remakes, and do you know which iconic movie has none? The 1896 hit Train Pulling into a Station. We're due for a revival of Sophocles' bleak tragedies, reimagined as a series of zany comedies of errors. Neither of these seem very exciting.
Yeah.
But we were talking about Greek mythology and stuff earlier, so Sophocles it is.
Yep.
I don't know this Sophocles. How famous are his books or comics or whatever useless print media we're adapting here? Are you serious? Sophocles was one of the great playwrights in ancient Greece.
That's not promising. Our demographic tends to lose interest in media that's older than 6 months.
6 months, that's awfully generous.
Mm.
Really? What a shame! I find Sophocles' work to be hilarious. When I first watched Oedipus Rex gouge out his own eyes, me and everyone in the crowd laughed so hard we threw up. Oedipus Rex isn't funny at all. It's a tragedy about a man cursing his entire bloodline. Or is it a silly miscommunication story about a man pratfalling into his mom?
I like that tagline.
Does this Oedipus Rex have any crossover characters? Excessive cameos are the backbone of a cinematic universe. Yes, actually.
Yeah, I think this movie has Sonic the Hedgehog in it, right?
Okay, but it better have Knuckles or I'm out. What? No. What the fuck?
I don't know. I guess I was thinking of something else. Honestly, once you all started talking about ancient history, I kinda zoned out.
Why am I not surprised by that? Oh, good. Medi dropping in with the hydrate. I do appreciate that. Tonight is brought to us by, actually, just a cup of water, actually. Most refreshing. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What did you say you had?
Diet Cola.
Oh boy, Diet Cola.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope you're doing well tonight. Thanks for popping in with the hydrate. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, you make a good point, April. This Oedipus Rex IP looks awfully boring, but a Sonic the Hedgehog cameo would make it palatable.
I like what I'm hearing. It's rough, it's edgy, it's got Sonic. Let's license this.
Okay, but what about Knuckles? Congratulations, Barista. You killed Art. You killed it dead. Somebody get Bo Burnham in here to start singing his Art is Dead song. Hey, Sonic the Hedgehog is art. You gain 2 fun discussing the epic Sonic X Oedipus crossover, but you lose 2 creativity. Excuse me, why did I lose creativity because Sonic got put in here?
Well, you know, Liam, that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to make something so bad that when they market it, it tanks.
Like we said, the idea didn't have to be good, it just had to be an idea.
Mm-hmm. You buy a cool t-shirt which features the entire JoJo family tree. Needless to say, it's several sizes too big for you.
Look at him, he's holding a self-portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get that from like one of those artist booths where you give them a picture or something and you come back like 3 hours later?
Maybe.
I love that.
Yes, very cool. You get back to the stand to return it, but the vendor doesn't take refunds. Unacceptable! What he can give you is a free JoJo pose. You take it. It forces the limits of your flexibility, but you gain 2 charm for striking such a pose. Oh yeah, no, trying to strike a JoJo pose would definitely stretch the limits of my flexibility.
My muscles are aching just thinking about it.
Yeah. You, Zoe, Omen, and Liam are browsing Artist Alley when you see a monument to foot obsession that puts all others to shame. There are paintings of bare feet, socked feet, feet walking through grass, lava lotion, any foot whose any foot is represented here somewhere. Oh, no.
Welcome to my gallery. If you feel so inclined, you may leave your shoes at the entrance. We encourage foot naturalism here.
No thanks. No one's getting that for free.
Why do you think all of my models have shoes and or at least socks?
Exactly.
This art fills me with confusion and disgust and a touch of hatred. Is this normal? I'd hoped to elicit something more positive than disgust, but I suppose any reaction to my work is better than none.
Are you okay? You seem on the verge of what we in the art biz call a total fucking crisis.
Well, I've been thinking. I've devoted my life to rendering the beauty of the foot in every artistic medium I know, including plastic surgery.
Wait, you mean you weren't just born like that?
And yet I worry that the mark I've left on this world has been too small. Will anyone care about my art after I'm gone? Will anyone even know my name, which is... I understand. I'm also obsessed with wanting to leave my mark, to make the world submit under my heel. You have my sympathy, my disgusting friend. I've seen a few lucky people remain relevant for at least a few centuries after death. So if you get really wild with it, your memory might last.
We can help. Oh, God. Nova, let's cement this artist's beautiful, horny legacy. Oh my God, the two options.
Make a time capsule of all their work so that in the distant future people will remember how feet used to look. Or, you have to accept that drawing feet isn't something that makes someone memorable. Crashing your car into the White House, on the other hand...
Oh, I don't know which one I want to go for. Oh, who the hell am I kidding? I know I do, but do I want to? Do
Do it, do it, do it, do it. That's an awful idea, Nova, and super illegal. We're trying to teach Omen here the importance of doing good.
But this is an ethical conundrum. Crashing the car is obviously bad, but helping this artist is good. So they kind of cancel each other out.
They don't, actually. Those things are not equivalent at all.
Liam, buddy, I love you, but please kindly shut the hell up. Let's crash the car. I was gonna say, where's the goddamn duct tape?
I've used it to duct tape my own arse shut.
What the fuck?
Zoe abstained, so it's 1-1. I get to break the tie.
Smash cut to you five driving a car over the white. Hold on, I'm eating popcorn. I need to take a drink. Okay. Smash cut to you five driving a car over the White House lawn at full speed with heavy metal music blaring from the speakers for ambience, of course.
Of course.
Yeah! This one's for art!
Thanks for doing this, my friends. You really know how to help us struggling artists. My pleasure. We should help people more often. We're all going to hell.
Oh, Liam, are you just now figuring that out?
Well, considering they're all friends with Damien, who is a literal prince of hell, at the very least we know they'll be in good company.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but first we're going to the White House. This is the real Monster Road Trip. We stop the MonsterCon playthrough, play around Monster Road Trip, and then come back, as if nothing ever happened.
You crash into the White House, which is when the Secret Service men surround you and you remember that actions have consequences.
It looks like we're going to go to prison. In my mad pursuit of destiny, I suppose I didn't see this coming. I totally saw this coming. I said so several times. If we get put in the same cell, I'm never going to let you all forget that.
Oh well, can't change the past. I call dibs on picking our prison gang tattoos. The president sticks his head in the car window. Hi, I'm doing the president from, Monsters vs. Aliens.
Oh god, I love that. Do your best, Stephen Colbert.
Oh god.
You don't actually have to, I just know he's the one who does the voice.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that voice, but, like, know within your heart of hearts, that's the energy I want to put into this.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the energy.
Hi, nice to have you all here on my lawn. I'm here to cut you little wannabe terrorists a deal. I can't help but notice all that beautiful foot art spilling out of your trunk. If you let me have some of it, I'll let you off with a presidential pardon. Deal?
Deal?
Fuck yeah! Oh. Fuck yeah! Art! The president takes 3 drawings to hang in the halls of the White House forever. Now that's cementing your legacy. You gain 2 bonus but lose 2 smarts.
I mean, I want my creativity back, man. It took me a couple times viewing this to realize she's probably going for some kind of, like, anglerfish look. So I didn't see the fins, like, over here. Or at least I assume that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. You're in your hotel room, unpacking your bags. Crap! You forgot your cosplay underwear! You wanted your cosplay to be 100% faithful, but now you're forced to use your regular underwear. This is a technically imperceptible cosplay tragedy! I feel for you. Here, take 2 creativity to imagine you're wearing the underwear you left at home. Thanks, narrator. You're a real one. A bit later, you, Liam, April, and Omen are enjoying some downtime together. April's very focused on whatever she's writing in her notebook. Everybody's all ready for bed.
Mm-hmm.
Liam over here with the fucking Ebenezer Scrooge outfit.
Yeah.
April, what is it about that scribble that engrosses you so? Are you penning another diary entry? The last one left off on quite the cliffhanger. Oh my.
I'm too sober for this, but here we go. Oh, you little sneak. So you liked the bit about my wet dream in the bouncy castle?
Apparently.
Oh, I'm actually too busy to talk right now, so I gotta pursue this writer's block and finish the lyrics for my next single. So far I got You Fill Me Up With Magic, so sweet it's almost tragic. I'm a sucker for your lollipop love.
Is that a euphemism?
I think it is. But now I'm stuck. Maybe because I'm not craving lollipops right now? I'm a sucker for your beefy 5-layer burrito love isn't as catchy though.
Not if you're not writing a Taco Bell jingle.
Yeah.
Hello, Zoe. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, hello.
I think your writer's block is due to a faulty foundation. The melody and lyrics you have so far are too formulaic. You made bread today? Hell yeah. Actual, like, edible bread or money bread? Either way, I'm happy for you.
Money bread?
Yeah, you know how the kids are always saying, yeah, fam, let's get this bread.
Oh. I thought that was like a type of inedible bread you make to, like, I don't know, chuck at something.
Both are... You know what? If we're getting technical, both are edible. One just infinitely easier than the other.
And totally not a waste of resources to try to eat. The point of formulas is that they always work. You know, like you probably learned in 6th grade math.
Zoe says everything is edible at least once.
This is true.
Yeah. I have no... it makes me think of a meme I saw. It's Princess Peach holding up a sign, and the sign just says, I deadass don't know how to respond to this. That's where I'm at right now. I deadass do not know how to respond to this.
And that itself is a response.
It's the only response I have. The only thing I know is that I don't know how to respond. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. But I didn't make money. I'm not called Zoe Baskerville for nothing. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Well, I hope the bread is good.
Bread. Now I want garlic bread.
Garlic bread is pretty baller. Also, I completely just ignored whatever. I fucked my own I fucked my own joke. It's okay, Zoe. I'm picking up what you're putting down. The nerve of you. We're talking about art, not math. Art smart. Personally, April, I think you are wasting an opportunity to control your minions with this new musical composition. Yeah, it's good. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
They're more like stands than minions, silly goose.
Mere semantics. These stands follow your every whim. Do they not? You can easily mobilize them to do something fun, like ritualistic arson.
Oh god.
Omen, don't convince April to manipulate her fan base into committing heinous crimes. Might make more, but I need better yeast brand. This one took like 5 hours to rise instead of the 2 it should take. Yeah, that does not sound, that does not sound correct.
Yeah. Yeah! I would never do that. I definitely never done it before either.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Mhm.
It seems like April doesn't want your friend's unsolicited advice. But shutting Liam and Omen up is unrealistic, so the next best thing to offer is your unsolicited advice. Fans love to wildly theorize about celebrities' personal lives. Write a song that vaguely implies that you've murdered someone. All good songs summon the devil when you play them in reverse. Just write down a devil summoning invocation and put it in reverse.
Well then, these are quite the options.
I want the one that implies she murdered somebody.
What? Now why would I want to do that?
Well, people do love theorizing about and building weird parasocial relationships with celebrities. Fans like to feel they know the real you, even if they're just consuming the cultural content you produce. And murder is always a compelling secret to be included in, even more so if you've participated in the act.
Well, I wouldn't know, because I've never murdered anyone before. Honk honk.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And the lyrics won't even hold up in a court of law. So as long as the body's safe buried, nobody's any the wiser.
I have a comment to make on this, but I don't know if I should.
I mean, this was very much an 18+ stream.
Actually, you know what? It's my show. I'll say what I want to.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily even an 18+ joke. It's a reference to one of the later Ace Attorney games.
Oh.
It doesn't really spoil anything. It's just like, huh. A circumstance that is vaguely similar to what's being described here does in fact sort of happen.
Oh, wow.
In that the lyrics of a song become important to a case. Theoretically.
Yes, theoretically.
We're not going to get to that one for a long-ass time, though, because that is one of the cases in the 4th game.
Oh, God.
A lot of people hate that case because there's, like, one clip that you see a whole bunch of times over, but I think it's hilarious every single time I see it, so I am more than happy to see that again. Anyway. Poor April, she's so stressed.
Should I sing it in D minor?
Sing however you like. The main problem is that I cannot think of any words that rhyme with murder. There's further, curvier, hurt her. What about murders? I mean, I guess.
Okay, I think I got something for the chorus. I may or may not have committed some murders, but why worry about that when we could go get some burgers?
That's very Ace Attorney translation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say translation because in the English version there is a character who, she loves burgers. I can't even say we haven't met her yet. We haven't really met anybody yet.
Yeah.
I approve of it. It is catchy and appropriate, because the act of murder often takes a toll on your blood sugar levels. Yeah, it's a good start. April, why don't you tell us more details about this hypothetical murder you committed so we can brainstorm the verses?
That is such a good idea, Liam. But hey, instead of worrying about that, why don't we go get some burgers?
I like this idea. Let us feast. What a fun way to find out that at least 2 of your friends are probably murderers. You gain 2 boldness and lose 2 smart.
You sit down at the main stage to learn about your favorite art form, anime. Specifically, a ranking of the best anime books.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yes, indeed. Some of the choices are intriguing. I mean, sure, mecha robots technically have big asses.
Yes, they do. They're the reason they're called dump trucks. Look at the dumpy on that guy. It's a literal dump truck.
By the end, you've learned more about the panelists' fetishes than anime. But that ass-centric knowledge still grants you 2 smarts.
Yippee!
Later, Liam and Zoe are scheduled to give an interview about Zoe's massively viral fanfic, Liam Prom.
Greetings, you pathetic worms! I am your favorite interviewer ever, the undefeatable Omen. Welcome to my show.
Sorry, Omen. You're second place. As my favorite interviewer ever.
What do you mean?
Clearly in the first spot is my friend Desk and his talk show.
Oh, you mean that interview guy of Twitch?
Yes,
I suppose
him.
I will let him take victory on this one.
If it makes you feel better, you're my favorite female interviewer.
Fuck yes. Are you going to introduce us? Oh, right. This is Zoe and Liam. You may applaud for them. Yay! Okay, that's enough. So, Zoe, this thing you're writing, what is it again? Some kind of anatomy textbook?
Well, Liam's anatomy is prominently featured in my work, if you know what I mean. But no, Liam Prom is a story about Liam Academia, a school where everyone is Liam. The Liams only have 3 weeks to find the perfect Liam to take to prom. Hijinks ensue.
Ah, and this Liam Academy is fictional.
Yes.
Thank fucking God. What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, I would not have phrased it that way if I knew you were here. You forgot I was at my own fucking interview. What do you mean, your interview? It was I who beat up the original interviewer, and therefore earned the right to use this panel slot as I saw fit.
Wait, this interview wasn't scheduled by the con?
Are you going to ask us a question or not? If I must, how many gallons of heavy cream can you consume in one sitting? A question about the fanfiction, Omen.
The rest of Omen's questions aren't much better. So when the audience Q&A starts, you know it's up to you to save this.
Liam, do you think agreeing to let Zoe write a fanfiction where all the characters are you was an act of intense egotism, or a total deconstruction of your ego? Or, Liam, if all the Liams represent different aspects of yourself, which Liam represents your butt?
I'm going with this one.
That depends on how you look at it. Every Liam is a representation of the complexity of my soul.
Really? I thought it was kind of obvious that butt Liam represents your butt.
That's a very literal interpretation of a deceptively complex metaphor.
It's a giant floating butt with your face on it, Liam. It doesn't get much more literal than that.
But Liam is actually a reflection of my humility and how I am not averse to sometimes being the butt of the joke.
I saw him more as a silly floating butt with your face on it. Butts are fun.
Especially if they have Liam's stupid face on them. Yes, that's the face!
Don't be grumpy. Just look at Butt Liam. Doesn't he fill your heart with joy?
Well, I must admit my face does improve the aesthetics of the standard butt. Now the real question is, does Liam's actual butt have a Liam face on it? I'm sure the audience wants to know.
Sadly, you have to move on to the next question, leaving that huge mystery unsolved. You gain 2 fun and lose 2 smarts for asking questions about butts.
Let's trade places. Everybody choose an object. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the con goers before advancing.
Broom.
Well, did you just pick the first thing you set eyes upon?
Yep. I looked up from my computer. There was a broom.
Understandable. I'm going to pick the Master Sword. Player order is decided based on how entertaining would be an isekai where the main character becomes this object in a fantasy world. Start debating now.
I mean, some people would fit the role, would make the role of Fi much more entertaining if they were in the Master Sword instead of her.
That's true. Help, I turned into a world-saving sword and now I'm stuck with this annoying guy. Crown Zune says, gotta give it to the sword, unless witch's broom.
I mean, the broom I looked upon was just a normal ass broom, but as seen in Hocus Pocus, a normal ass broom can be used as a witch's broom.
So can a vacuum cleaner.
That too.
Crown Zune says, Hocus Pocus, let's go. Listen, I know there are those who absolutely obsess over certain Halloween movies to watch. That's one of mine.
Understandable.
I say as if I haven't watched the sequel yet. Not sure if I actually plan to.
Fair enough. Mine is the Halloween Town movie series.
Oh my fuck, I haven't seen those in years.
Specifically, the last one, Return to Halloween Town.
I remember those being very good.
Oh, they are.
They better be on Disney Plus or some shit, otherwise I'm gonna have a fit.
They are.
Okay, good. Yippee!
Mm-hmm. I think Hocus Pocus is. I don't know if its sequel is, but I definitely know the 4 Halloween Town movies are.
At the very least, I think I have the first Hocus Pocus on DVD. sequel was fun.
That's
Nothing
good.
on the OG, but still a fun movie for Halloween. Good to know.
Try to hit random because isekai where the main character becomes that object, both would have hijinks.
I mean, you're the one in charge.
Random it is. I am okay with this outcome.
Well, you better be. That's the outcome that happened. Hi,
Nope.
narrator. Bye, narrator.
Dang, I'm surprised you didn't want to look at his package longer.
I wasn't looking at his package, I was looking at his abs. Obviously.
I could have meant that.
Yeah, who am I kidding? He's got the whole package going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you decide on who you're going for yet, or no?
I have not. I almost want to just, do the route where you go with no one.
That's fair. I was thinking about going for April.
Alright.
Watch a movie, go for a walk, or board game night. Fortunately, I'm gonna have to bounce and get some sleep. Hope you two both succeed in love or that their lack thereof. Well, apparently I can't succeed at speaking English, but thank you. You go get some rest.
Oh,
Take care of yourself.
Furry stuff.
What?
Look at the time.
Yes. Did you want me to do the bit now?
If you want to.
I mean, I was gonna try to slip it in a little bit more organically, but you know what? We're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna go for a walk to the computer, cause you know why? Deltarune today!
Deltarune today!
At least in our time zone. For some people, it's still Deltarune tomorrow. But for us, Deltarune today! Yeah, the next 2 chapters of Deltarune are coming out today. Chapters 3 and 4.
If you're in a different time zone, it's specifically June 4th.
Yeah, June 4th, specifically. And since it's after midnight where we're at, technically that's today.
Mm-hmm.
You and April go on a lovely stroll through the park. Toward the end, her feet start to hurt. Who knew that huge squeaky clown shoes were so uncomfortable? So you give her a piggyback ride the rest of the way, even through all the mud puddles. How chivalrous. Now go take a shower.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna... Apparently, I can trigger a plotline. You're taking a walk in the park when you notice a group of people in fursuits having a social gathering in the field beside you. You take a moment to watch, like a safari explorer observing a herd in its natural habitat. It seemed cheerful, playful, unburdened by life's troubles. Is that a twinge of jealousy you feel? You finish your walk with a strange heaviness in your heart.
Is this where Mossman discovers he's a furry?
Possibly. Alright, yep. Comic time. What would be a weird yet cool explanation for why you made $1 million last year? your correct use of grammar.
I wish.
You infuriated a lot of people online, and you made money out of it. You're anus, but trust me, it was cool. People got into buying merch of your face, ironically. But you made money unironically, so fuck them. I'm going with that one.
You could remove something from your day-to-day life, what would you remove? People who don't realize how beautiful your hair is, the color turquoise, doing your taxes, or everything that's not pizza. I mean, my hair is great. It is thinned out over the years, but it's still fucking delightful. So, be gone, thoughts.
Well, now we're just charming AF.
Yeah. All my other stats are just though. You attend an indie tabletop showcase and get pulled into a Euro game based around the classic party game Never Have I Ever. It's like the original game, but there are different point values assigned to the severity of your admissions. There are also sudden death rules, a phone-a-friend mechanic, and a robber somehow. 2 hours later, you've decided that never will you ever play this game again. At least you gained 2 fun hearing the embarrassing things other players admitted. Afterward, meet up with Liam, Zoe, Doug, and April to attend a roundtable discussion about harem animes. Time for your natural horniness to shine.
Oh god. Alright, hold on, I need to take a drink. All 3 of my characters I voice are here.
Oh no! I mean, do you want me to take over one? Do you want me to take over Doug or something?
Nah, I want the challenge.
Okay.
Fellow harem enjoyers, the genre is at risk. The industry is running out of ideas. How many more tsunderes saying baka can we enjoy until it feels just too tired?
You gotta space them out, that's the thing.
Invented tropes make for better harem rosters, and better harem rosters make every love interest shine brighter.
Wow, Zoe. For once, I think we're 100% on the same page.
Exactly. Look at Liam here. Back in Spooky Academy, he was undoubtedly the weakest link of the romance roster.
Damn! Wait, what?
But here, aided by a much stronger roster, even Liam is cool. What? Liam used to not be cool?
Thanks, Doug.
We must ask more of ourselves. Otherwise, what's our bar as customers and creators? A romance roster of 6 love interests where 2 are angry demons?
Is that a shot at camp where you could do Damien and Dahlia?
Probably. But should we reinvent the wheel, though? If the tropes have been there since the dawn of time, maybe it's because they do work.
I'm sorry? Hello? Who are you? Yeah, the cute but secretly murderous pink yandere clown is right.
Sure, they do work, but can't we push further than that? Let's compromise. We keep our tsunderes. I can't pronounce that.
Our tsunderes, our Genki girls, and yanderes.
And yanderes. But let's try and come up with one innovation to the genre.
Ah, it seems it's once again up to you to solve a conflict by proposing one of two ideas, for that is your narrative function within this group. Suggest a groundbreaking new type of character for the roster of a harem anime. A model train enthusiast. She will love you more. Will she love you more than she loves model trains? People are starting to become immune to the tsundere's harsh personalities. They want a personality that feels like getting hit by lightning. They want the tsundere. The options here are impeccable.
So it's girl with hyperfixation versus girl who is so fucking intense.
You know what? When you put it like that, we need more girls with hyperfixations in media.
Yes!
Yes! Being passionate about your hobby is always sexy.
Yes, it is, Liam. We are on the same fucking page. Okay, but I have to know, does she end up loving the main character more than she loves trains? See, that surely feels like a novel conflict for the MC to overcome. Man, that's rough. I couldn't compete with that. I don't think I'm cooler than trains. Don't say that, Doug. You are cool.
Let's be realistic, though. There are some really cool trains out there.
Liam!
What? Some trains are cooler than any of us.
What's on your mind, April? You've been quiet. Sorry, I was just thinking. What if, as they grow closer, the model train enthusiast remembers that she knew the MC from childhood?
Ah, yes, the classic trope of the childhood promise. They used to bond over model trains and promise to be together when they grew up.
Huh? No, I was thinking more like, what if the MC used to be a train until a curse turned him into a regular person with amnesia? When he recovers his memory, the model train enthusiast realizes she doesn't have to choose. Her true love's kiss breaks the curse and he regains his original form as a train. That is a sentence. Again, I am too sober for this. And give me one moment. I can do this. Just give me a moment.
I mean, if you want me to do it, I will gladly do it.
You know what? I will let you do this because I'm too sober for this, and I am in a location where if any of my family members overhear me say this, I'm never living it down.
What, you don't want them to hear you say, and then they have raunchy, steamy sex?
Exactly. Steamy.
What is going on in your brain, April?
You don't want to know. Hong Kong?
You spend the rest of the day brainstorming this superb new twist on the harem genre, gaining 2 fun and losing 2 boldness. Choo-choo!
I do sometimes wonder what goes through April's head. You're outside the con. Ugh, such a long line to get in. You try to find the end of the line. You keep walking and walking and walking, and you find that the line doesn't end. In fact, the end of the line is the beginning of a different line. This one line goes to a guy who's giving out free to creativity. That'll entertain you while you wait to get into the con.
Hello, Gavin. How you doing tonight, friend?
Hello, hello. Later in the merch hall, you see a fursuit for sale. You've seen plenty, but this suit feels different somehow. It's like it's calling to you. Before you can choose whether or not to answer this call, you're shoved aside by a fox furry sprinting away from two farmers with shotguns. Please stop! I'm innocent, I tell you!
You're lying. A fox has been snatching all our chickens and we know it was you.
Our dear, sweet Henrietta Ryder is dead, and there will be hell to pay. But I'm not even a real fox. I'm just a furry who identifies as a fox.
We don't give a hoot about your pronouns. We just want justice for Hanona.
You don't get it. I'm literally just a guy wearing a fursuit. Why should we care if you're in a costume? Hey, a fursuit is more than a costume. It's a beautiful reimagining of my deepest self. When I first realized I was a furry, I had no idea what sort of mammal I wanted to be. I had to think about my core values. What makes me tick? What do I hold dear? And what animal embodies that best? For my part, I didn't pick a fursona based on what I already am. I picked what I wanted to be. Sly, playful, lovingly mischievous, and thus the fox. This isn't just a costume, it's an identity of its own. It's my myth, my legend, my weird, wild, unapologetic reality.
Oh, Gavin, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that you had a little scare because you found out your cat escaped, but I'm glad that your neighbor was, that your neighbor found her and was dropping her back off. I hope both you and your cat are doing better now. Sounds like quite the scary adventure for everybody involved, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's home safe. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't understand a word of what you just said.
Look, I'm just trying to say that I didn't eat your chickens. Don't listen to him, Barbara. Foxes are wily and trickstery. He's trying to confuse us with his big, weird words.
You're right. Fox, hold still so I can put a bullet in your eye. I ain't exactly the best markswoman and I don't want to waste my bullets.
Yeah, your parole officer's gonna throw a fit if you witness another murder without doing anything. You better save this poor furry's life. Point out the chicken furries at the convention and convince the farmers that those are their chickens. You're here to save your new fox friend, not some random chicken furries. Make up for their lost chickens by giving them another source of sustenance. 2 grams of cocaine. You're trying to quit anyway. What? What the fuck? This is just... We're going for it. Whoa, thanks, bud. That's a very nice gesture. And I'm proud of you for cutting advice out of your life. Give me some paw. You high-five the furry as the farmers snort a line of coke off their shotgun barrels. Ooh, that's that good shit. We're living in high cotton now, Marjorie.
Darn fucking tootin'. I feel great. I bet I could fight a bull.
Me too. Let's get on home and test it. Why don't you two take it easy on the coke? You're getting a bit too excited, don't you think? Don't judge us, Foxy boy. Why, we're only starting farming because we want to be able to afford pure, uncut, high follicking city cocaine.
And here I am, finally living the dream. Who's the failure now, Ma?
Well, I'm glad you two are happy and not killing me. Stay safe out there. The farmers leave, rambling to each other about how they're going to start a business converting egg yolks into cocaine, somehow. Hey, I owe you a huge thank you. You saved my tail back there. I'm Franz Ferdinand. What's your name? And that's what we in the business like to call a meet cute. You gain 2 fun for spraying the joys of drugs, but lose 2 charm. Not about me, I got plenty of charm.
I could probably go to be a little bit more bold. Oh, yep, there it is. My whole getup. You're walking around with your favorite magical girl wig on. It's itchy as hell. You scratch your head under your wig. Oh crap, a random streamer just recorded you doing that awkward finger wiggle. Your weird head scratch goes through the entire internet cycle. You get memed, shitposted, mashed up, and even turned into a viral dance. Alas, fame is fleeting, and you stop being cool when a CEO does the Magica head scratch in an ad. At least you still gain 2 boldness from surviving internet fame unscathed.
Nice.
You and your pals are in line for a photo op when you have the sinking feeling that you're being watched. You hear a ghostly, grating voice growing closer. Fuck, this bread is so good, I wonder if it tastes better because I made it. It probably does, honestly. There's a certain, extra layer of flavor satisfaction that you get if you make something yourself and it turns out good, I think.
Oh, absolutely. For holidays, I'll make a green bean casserole because me and my mom love it. And it definitely tastes better when you make it.
Oh, I love that for you.
Thank you.
No, I'll make garlic bread tomorrow. Oh wait, I have no yeast.
No.
I mean, are you able to get some? If not tomorrow, you could at least wait until you can and then make it.
Mm-hmm.
What's a casserole? A casserole is generally a dish where you put a lot of stuff together in some kind of baking dish, stir it up, mix it up all together, throw it in the oven for a while so it heats up all the way through, and then you take it out and you serve it. Is that a good way to describe a casserole?
Probably. But you know what? There's the internet. They probably got a better definition.
True. My mom is impressed with the bread I made, so I might be able to get her to buy me more. Well, there you go. I wish you luck with that. Looks like my luck has run out because am I being haunted? No, worse. You've caught the attention of an annoying streamer. Oh, this guy.
Oh,
I forgot what voice I gave him.
I think closer to like Lucas's voice from Coffee Talk too.
That's what I was thinking, but I remember it being slightly different because I definitely gave the Lucas voice to Nico.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit more deeper.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Whoa, you're April 1st, and you're Zoe, that famous fanfic author. I'm gonna open a bakery. Oh shit, they know about my fanfics. Yes, Zoe, we know about your bread and your fanfics.
Hmm?
What are the odds that I just happened to stalk, meet you guys with my camera on and 8,000 viewers online? You're luckier than you know, good sir, for you have also unwittingly encountered Liam de Lioncourt, the greatest poet to intentionally never amount to anything. Sure, whatever. So, Zoe, do you think you'll ever ditch that lame vampire and write a fic about a real stud like me? I'd make a great self-obsessed character. Lots of people have told me to go fuck myself. I don't think they mean it like that, man.
I wonder why.
Now that you mention it, I once wrote a poem about fucking myself. Let me read it for you. Moon-drenched butt cheeks, invisible to the mirror. You shut up, dude. The hot people are trying to have a conversation.
Then who gave you the right to talk?
Ah, you're a feisty little clown, aren't you? How about you give me a honk honk for chat? Fun fact, the phrase honk honk goes back centuries in clownish culture. It began as a hunting chant for early clowns in the Middle Ages. No, you found my Jesus X Satan Bible fanfiction. Yes, we have. It may have served as a form of group echolocation, as clowns were once nocturnal and tended to hunt in packs. Dude, this isn't your fucking TED Talk. I'm trying to talk to hot babes and you're getting in my way. Butt out.
You know, Liam, I'd be happy to demonstrate a midnight honk honk hunt if you want.
It seems like April and Zoe want to be off the stream, Liam wants to be on the stream, and the streamer wants to be an asshole. You know what to do. Fun fact, there is actually Bible fan fiction. Yes, there is. That's also what conservatives do every time they open their mouth and misrepresent what the Bible actually means. Every time Liam is off camera, yell, "Oh my god, look at that, Liam just did a sick backflip." Put subtitles on Liam to translate Liam language into something people can actually enjoy and understand. It's called... Zoe says it's called the Divine Comedy. You know what? That's also correct. The Divine Comedy is literally just like Bible fan fiction. Give me Liam subtitles. See, this is the problem with contemporary society. The unimpeded access to a surfeit of information prevents the sort of active engagement that catalyzes true knowledge. The fuck did you just say?
He's saying you're too stupid to understand his jokes.
The Divine Comedy is itself self-insert fanfiction that people take as canon. Yes, it is. Oh yeah? Well, you're too ugly to be my friend. How about that? You know what else is fanfiction? The anime Hellsing. Yeah, that makes sense. Your reply is an incontrovertible example of the kind of intellectual abasement expedited by current mediated digital experiences.
He's saying you're a dumb fuck to also be a dumb fuck.
That isn't necessarily what I said, though I did enjoy the wordplay.
Ooh, now he's saying your mother gave him the worst truck stop head he's ever had.
Shut up! I bet my mom gives great head!
Wow, look at the streamer's chat. I am not reading that username.
You don't want to read the username Shrek Cream Pie 420?
No, I don't! Once again, I am too sober for this shit.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. Zoe says, sorry, that's my alt account. Understandable.
It is a me problem, because if I drink alcohol with the medicines I take, I'm gonna fucking die! Damn, if the hot translators are right, that vampire's got some sick burns. Kiki winner. Fuck the annoying banshee guy. I'm subbing to the cool vamp.
I like Shrek, I like pie, and I like the devil's lettuce. You know what? Fair enough. Sounds... Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. MILF Pager 22. Ayo, what's the mom's at?
I'm a little surprised you went through and read that one. Listen, you wouldn't say Shrek Cream Pie 420. I wasn't sure if MILF Pegger 22 was off the table.
Well, I don't know how to explain what I am and am not comfortable saying in the state of being sober, okay?
Fair enough.
Don't question it.
Okay, fair enough. Zoe says that's my girlfriend's alt account. That is something she would do, though. I'm out! Thank you all. I could not have translated myself more incorrectly and amusingly if I tried. That's Liam language for good job. You got some new followers, Zoe and April got some peace, and you got +2 smarts and -2 fun. Aw, man.
First smarts. You attend a panel on how to seemingly add loot boxes to game. The short answer is that you shouldn't. This turns out to be invaluable knowledge that makes you gain 2 smarts. Pay 10 monster tokens to open a mystery box with a bonus random amount of smarts. JK.
Zoe says, who is Zoe and why'd she steal my name? It'd be funny if she's a fae, LMAO. She's not a fae, she's
eldritch horror.
Yeah, she's an eldritch horror that decided to take a more acceptable form because she found the wonder that is the internet and fanfic writing.
And fandoms.
Yes. So, a fae. No, she doesn't steal your name. Just because she stole your name doesn't mean she does it to everybody.
Later, you attend a panel being hosted by the creators of a recently popular fanfic called Monster Prom. Thank you all for coming. I'm your moderator, Doug. I'm honored to introduce the creators of Monster Prom. They're also friends of mine. Can you believe it? I'm Zoe, the author of Monster Prom. Next to me is the inspiration behind K-pop star Liam, cartography Liam, buff Liam, and countless other Liams.
Thank you for having me. Just in case anyone was wondering, my name is Liam. She is very cute, Zoe.
Very cute indeed. So lovable and squishable. Polite chuckle.
She's also canonically trans, too. So there's that going for her.
So, let's get right into it. As the original Liam, how does it feel to be the subject of such a sprawling saga?
Is she writing fanfiction about her friend? Yes. And it's a smash hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always had the nagging suspicion that I'd be somebody's muse someday.
I bet you didn't think that you'd be portrayed as a sexy panini press.
No. I can't say I expected that. Chat, she's just like me. She's just like me for real.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, I feel like being portrayed by a multitude of characters gives me a better insight into my multifaceted personality.
Sure, and it gives me a chance to answer the eternal question. Would a centaur Liam also wear a man bun? Who among us hasn't wondered that? The panel continues, and you learn more about fictional Liam tropes than you ever thought was possible to know. While Zoe is dissecting Buff Liam's diet and workout plan, you hear Doug whispering in your ear. Nova, I'm about to open the floor to audience questions, and I really want this panel to go well for Liam and Zoe. Could you go first and ask something insightful? Everyone always waits for someone else to ask a question, and the initial silence is super awkward. Crap, he blew your usual strategy at panels. Come up with a good question for Liam and Zoe.
Most of the action takes place in Liam Academy, but have you thought about how the universe of Liams would affect the economy and politics of this world? Or, of all the friends you could have written speculative fanfic about, why Liam?
I do want to know why Liam.
What the hell, Nova? Do you think I'm not good enough to be the subject of speculative fanfiction?
No, but I want to know why Zoe picked you out of everyone else. What makes you different? Sorry, let me rephrase that. Zoe, how many unworthy plebs did you have to wade through before you arrived at the perfect protagonist, Liam?
That's more like it.
Alright then, you pretentious vampire. Good question, Nova. I knew everyone would automatically love a world full of nice, likable Scots, or traditionally uber hot Damians. But a world full of Liams? Well, that's a whole nother story.
Hey!
But Liam's a challenge. He may not be everyone's first choice, but I knew he'd be quite the acquired taste if I could do him justice. And I think, or at least I hope, that I did a